4 years ago, Precinct 4 Deputy Constable Scott Claborn was killed by a drunk driver, Donald Fincher.
Tonight, Local 2 investigates the death of a deputy constable and the punishment for the drunk driver who killed him. The family of the officer is furious, saying that Constable Ron Hickman betrayed them by supporting parole for the drunk driver who served less than 3 of his 4-year prison sentence.
In the trial, in the civil trial, when Donald Lee Fincher Jr. was called to the stand, he was asked by one of the jurors if he had drank since leaving prison, and he said yes. It's a violation of his parole. How do you tell a 9-year-old boy that someone's murdered his father? And not only that, he doesn't really care that he's murdered your father, because on the police report he said apparently he didn't have enough to drink because he was still hurting.
Wrong to go to bat for a person who testified under oath that he was blind drunk and running over 100 miles an hour when he killed my son-in-law.
Angie went across the room to sit down, and I recall there was another gentleman sitting in the room, and David Hill, Paula's dad, came up to me and kind of put his arm around me. And he said, Betty, he said, I wish that I didn't have to be the one to tell you. But he said, Scott didn't make it.
In losing a spouse, especially Scott, I lost the best person in the world to me. He was Tanner's whole world. And I knew that if I did not break this news to him in the best possible way, that he was going to be scarred way beyond what this was going to scar him for. And so I said, I want to tell him by myself, and we will sit and cry as long as it takes.
Vividly remember my mom coming in and shaking me awake, and I could already tell something was wrong. She was bawling her eyes out. I could tell she had been for a while. She just looked at me and said, Tanner, your dad was in a car wreck and he's not coming home.
How do you tell a 9-year-old boy that someone's murdered his father? And not only that, he doesn't really care that he's murdered your father, because on the police report he said apparently he didn't have enough to drink because he was still hurting.
There's anything I could tell my dad right now. I wish I could tell how much I miss him and how much I wish he was here to be with me and help me through life in general and just be here. But wish I could tell him I love him. Wish I could tell him I'd do anything to see him again, even if it's for another minute. Just tell him goodbye one more time.
That's not a nice person. My husband, on the other hand, the hero that he is, was trying to climb out the side of his car, the passenger side that wasn't damaged. What he didn't realize was how bad he was damaged. He had broken back. All his ribs were broken.
Tonight, Local 2 investigates the death of a deputy constable and the punishment for the drunk driver who killed him. The family of the officer is furious, saying that Constable Ron Hickman betrayed them by supporting parole for the drunk driver who served less than 3 of his 4-year prison sentence. And they say it's because of a personal connection. KPRC Local 2 investigative reporter Robert Arnold shows us why some say the constable is giving special treatment.
4 years ago, Precinct 4 Deputy Constable Scott Claborn was killed by a drunk driver, Donald Fincher. Henderson also sued Fincher in civil court.
Today, the jury in the civil trial agreed with that statement and awarded Claborn's family more than $5.1 million.